The world doesn't owe you anything. If you think it does, you're already lost. Do you want peace? You think it'll come easy? Think again. Peace is a lie, a whisper in the dark. It's a promise that's never kept. And yet, it's the one thing every man desires, even the ones who claim they don't. They all want peace, but not all of them are willing to do what it takes to earn it. You, like all men, want peace. It's what keeps you going, even when everything falls apart. But peace isn't just a gift. No one gives it to you. Not willingly. You have to take it. You have to fight for it with every breath in your lungs. And when the world pushes you down, when it tries to crush every last bit of hope inside you, you don't give in. You fight harder. Do you know what it feels like to be broken? To feel like you're nothing? I do. I've walked through that darkness. I've tasted it. I've felt the weight of regret, of choices I've made, decisions that haunt me in the quiet hours. You think you're the only one? You think you're the only one who feels lost? Who feels like you can't go on? You're not. Everyone feels it. The fear, the doubt, the pain, the moments when you wonder if it's all worth it. You want peace? You're going to have to drag yourself through that darkness, claw your way out, and keep moving forward. Because peace doesn't come to the ones who quit. It doesn't come to the ones who fold. It comes to the ones who rise again and again and again, even when every part of them tells them they can't. I've seen men fall. I've seen them break. They start with hope in their eyes, thinking they can make it. But hope alone won't save you. Hope is a useless thing when the world is crashing down around you. You need more than that. You need grit. You need will. You need the kind of strength that doesn't come from your body, but from somewhere deeper. The kind of strength that refuses to break. Peace isn't easy. It's not a comfortable place you can sit in while the world moves around you. No, peace is a battlefield. It's the prize at the end of the war. You think it's just there for the taking? No, you have to fight. You have to spill blood for it. You have to make sacrifices that tear you apart inside. And when you think you've given enough, when you think you can't give any more, you give just a little more. It's not fair. It's not right. But that's life. That's the price you pay to survive. And if you want peace, you've got to survive. You've got to learn how to stand in the face of your own darkness and keep going. Because no one is going to come save you. No one is going to hand you peace on a silver platter. You have to take it. And to take it, you need to be willing to go to hell and back. You think peace is some kind of rest, some end to all the suffering. You think when you get there, everything will be calm and the storm will stop. But the storm doesn't stop. It never stops. You want peace? You get used to the storm. You get used to the chaos. You get used to the noise in your head and the constant fight inside. Peace doesn't mean silence. It means finding stillness in the middle of the chaos. It means standing tall when the world is falling apart. You can't stop the storm, but you can learn how to ride it. And that is the secret to peace. It's not the end of the fight, but the strength to keep going in the face of it. It's the will to rise every time you fall, even when it feels like there's nothing left. Because peace, true peace, doesn't come from avoiding the fight. It comes from winning it. There's a moment in every man's life when he has to decide who he's going to be. It's a moment when everything comes crashing down, when it feels like there's no way out. And in that moment, you make a choice. You choose to rise, or you choose to fall. And let me tell you something. If you choose to fall, you'll never find peace. You'll never get what you want. But if you choose to rise, if you choose to keep fighting, to to keep moving forward. Even when it feels like you've got nothing left, then you'll find peace. It won't come easy and it won't come quickly, but it will come. And when it does, you'll know you've earned it. You'll know that no one can take it from you. Because peace isn't given, it's earned. And the price you pay for it is the hardest thing you'll ever do. But when you've earned it, when you've fought for it with everything inside you, you'll stand tall, and no one, not a soul, will ever be able to take it away from you. The world will try to break you. It will throw everything it has at you. It will push you to your knees, make you question whether you're strong enough to keep going. And that's when you'll have to decide. That's when you'll have to make the choice. Do you rise or do you fall? If you rise, you fight. And you keep fighting. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, you get back up. You don't quit. That's how you win. That's how you get peace. You don't get peace by running away from the fight. You get peace by standing tall, by taking every punch the world throws at you, and still finding a way to keep going. It's not about being strong all the time. It's about never giving up. It's about fighting, even when you've got nothing left. It's about pushing yourself beyond your limits. And that's how you earn peace. That's how you find it. So keep going. Keep fighting. The world will try to break you. It will try to tell you that you can't do it. But you can. You can. And when you reach the end, when you've fought with everything you've got, when you've given all you can give, that's when peace will be yours. And no one, no matter how hard they try, will ever take it from you, because you'll have earned it. And that's something no one can take away. That's the power of peace. It's hard to hear, isn't it? The truth. The world has a way of softening things, making us believe that things are supposed to get easier with time. People tell you that with enough effort, with enough hope, it all falls into place. But that's a lie. The world is cold. It's brutal. It doesn't care how much you try. It doesn't care how much you sacrifice. It doesn't care what you want or what you need. The only thing it gives you is what you take from it. You want peace? You have to take it. It doesn't come naturally. You think peace will just land in your lap? Let me tell you something. It's not that simple. Peace is a battlefield. It's a battlefield within yourself, against the demons you've never shared, against the memories that haunt you, against the pain you hide from everyone. You've seen it in the eyes of those who've given up. It's the look of someone who's lost the will to fight. And if you've got that look in your eyes, you're already defeated. Peace isn't for the ones who stop fighting. Peace isn't for the ones who let the world tear them apart and don't get back up. It's for the ones who stand after they've been knocked down. It's for the ones who keep pushing, even when every breath feels like it might be their last. You think you know pain? You think you've seen enough? You think you've been broken beyond repair? Let me tell you something. There's more. Always more. The pain doesn't stop. It will never stop. But neither do you. The moment you think it's too much, the moment you think you can't go on, you've got to dig deeper. You've got to fight when you think you can't. That's when you find out who you really are. That's when you realize that you were made to survive this. Peace doesn't come with soft hands. It comes with bloody knuckles. It comes with scars. It comes with mistakes you can't undo, choices you can't take back. But it also comes with strength you never knew you had. Peace is the reward for surviving the storm. It's not the absence of it. Every time you get back up, you're closer to it. Every time you keep going, even when it seems impossible, you get closer. That's the truth. It's not about avoiding the pain. It's about how you face it. It's not about escaping the fight. It's about standing your ground and knowing that you're the one who's going to walk away from it. You think peace is about being calm? Being at rest? No. It's about being strong enough to face every battle, every challenge, every hardship, and still want to keep going. Peace is the courage to get back up every time you fall. And when you do, you stand taller, stronger. You've felt it, haven't you? That moment when it all seems too much, when you think that there's no way out, when the weight of the world feels like it's pressing you down and you can barely breathe. That's the moment that defines you. That's when the real fight begins. Not when things are easy. Not when everything is going your way. The real fight comes when you're at your lowest, when everything inside you tells you to give up. You can give in if you want. You can lie down and let it all swallow you. You can believe that it's too much, that it's over, that peace will never come. But if you do, you're giving the world what it wants. You're giving in, and peace will stay out of your reach. Because peace isn't for the weak. It's for the ones who have the strength to stand, even when the ground beneath them feels like it's crumbling. So get up, even when every part of you is screaming to stay down. Get up, because peace doesn't belong to the ones who give up. It belongs to the ones who keep fighting, who keep going, who never ever quit. There's always another battle to fight. It doesn't stop. The world doesn't get any easier. In fact, it only gets harder. But there's a beauty in that. There's something glorious in knowing that you have the strength to face it, that you have the will to keep fighting. That's where peace lives. Peace isn't found in the absence of war. It's found in the ability to rise above it, to see the war for what it is, and still move forward, unbroken. You want peace? You don't run from the fight. You stand in the middle of it. You don't hide from the pain. You face it head on. And every time you do, you take one more step towards peace. Not the kind of peace that comes easy. The kind of peace that's hard-earned. The kind of peace that you can hold on to because you know no one can take it from you. Peace is not something to be given. It's something to be taken. And the ones who take it are the ones who never stop fighting. They're the ones who look at the darkness and say, I will not be broken. I will not be defeated. They are the ones who go to war with themselves, who confront their own demons, who face their fears and still stand. Every step you take, every fight you face, every piece of yourself you lose along the way, that's the price. That's the cost of peace. And let me tell you something, it's worth it. Because when you've fought hard enough, when you've bled enough, when you've given everything, that's when you get to taste it. That's when you get to feel it, even if just for a moment. And in that moment, you'll know that no one, no matter how much they try, can ever take it from you. Not when you've earned it. So don't stop. Don't ever stop. The world will try to make you. It will try to convince you that it's too much, that it's not worth it. But it is. Peace is worth it. Peace is worth every drop of blood, every ounce of sweat, every tear. And when you reach the end, when you've fought through the storm, when you've come out the other side, that's when you'll finally know what peace really means. And no one, no matter who they are or what they want, can ever take that from you. Because you've earned it. You've got a choice. You know, right now you've got a choice. You can give in. You can let the world take everything from you, piece by piece. You can fall apart, let it consume you. Or you can fight. And when you choose to fight, when you choose to stand, when you choose to keep moving forward, no matter what, that's when you get peace. That's when you earn it. And when you've earned it, no one can take it from you. Not a soul. So keep going. Keep fighting. Never give up. Because peace is waiting for you. And it's worth every fight, every sacrifice, every pain you endure. Keep your eyes on it. And never ever stop. You think peace is something you can run towards. You think it's something that will come to you when the storm is over. But listen, the storm doesn't end. The war doesn't end. And if you think that by stepping away, by hiding in the shadows, by waiting for the world to calm down, you'll find peace, you won't. You'll find nothing but emptiness. You'll find yourself waiting for a life that doesn't exist. And that is the worst kind of torment. The torment of waiting for something that will never come. So stop waiting. Stop hoping that the world will be kind enough to give you peace. Because it won't. You have to take it from the world. You have to claw your way through the darkness and take what belongs to you. And that means embracing the fact that peace comes with a price. It comes with suffering. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with blood and tears. And it's worth every single ounce. The truth is this: you can't escape yourself. You can run from the world. You can run from the people who've hurt you. But you can't run from what's inside you. The ghosts, the guilt, the regret, they'll follow you. They'll chase you down, no matter how far you go. And that's the part most men can't handle. They think that peace comes when you escape the pain. No, peace comes when you confront it. When you look that darkness in the eyes and refuse to let it take you. You're never going to outrun your demons. So stop trying. Stand your ground. Face them. And when you do, you'll realize that peace doesn't come when you avoid the storm. It comes when you step into it, head first, and refuse to let it break you. That's when you find your strength. That's when you earn peace. The world is full of weak men. Men who think peace is about comfort. Men who think it's about walking away when things get hard. They think it's about finding a quiet place and hiding away from the noise. But the truth is, peace doesn't exist in silence. Peace exists in the roar of the battle. It exists in the fight. Peace is not for those who run. It's for the ones who face the fight, head on, who keep fighting when every part of them screams to stop. You want peace? You've got to fight like hell for it. You've got to be willing to stand in the face of pain, of loss, of regret, and keep moving forward. Every step you take, every inch of ground you gain, that's one more step towards peace. And when you've fought long enough, when you've bled enough, when you've given everything, you'll find it. You'll find that peace is not the end of the fight. It's the strength to keep going through it. It's easy to sit in the dark and let the weight of the world crush you. It's easy to fall into despair when everything goes wrong. It's easy to tell yourself that it's not worth it, that you're not worth it. But don't listen to that voice, the one that tells you to quit, the one that tells you to lie down and let the world bury you. Because that voice is a lie. It wants you to fail. It wants to see you broken. But you don't have to listen to it. Not if you have the guts to stand up and fight. You want peace? You get it by refusing to stay down. By choosing to rise up and take another step, even when every part of you aches to give up. That's when peace comes. When you refuse to be broken. I know the feeling. I know the weight of every choice, the burden of every decision. I know what it's like to feel like you've done things you can never take back. To carry the consequences of those choices on your shoulders like a stone that never stops pressing down. It feels like it will crush you, but it won't, if you refuse to let it. If you refuse to be defined by your past, by your mistakes, by the weight of the things you regret. You want peace? Stop living in the past. Stop letting it control you. You can't change what's happened. You can't erase the scars, but you can choose how to carry them. You can choose to turn those scars into strength, to turn the pain into fuel, to keep fighting no matter how hard it gets, because that's what will lead you to peace. The courage to move forward, the strength to rise up again and again, no matter how many times you fall. People will try to tell you how to live your life. They'll try to convince you that their way is the right way, but don't listen to them. They don't know you. They don't know what you've been through. They don't understand the weight of the choices you've made, the sacrifices you've had to endure. And yet they'll act like they have all the answers. They'll tell you that peace is a matter of simply being good, being kind, being patient. But peace is not kind. Peace is ruthless. It doesn't care about your good intentions or your nice thoughts. It cares about one thing: strength. It's about surviving. It's about enduring. It's about fighting until there's nothing left of you but your will to keep going. And the moment you stop, the moment you give up, you lose. You want peace, you fight, you rise every damn time you fall. You keep going, no matter what anyone tells you. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone to tell you you're doing the right thing. You know what's right. You know what's worth fighting for. And if peace is what you want, you'll fight for it. Every day. At the end of it all, when you've been through hell and back, when the blood has dried and the dust has settled, there's only one thing left to see: peace. And it won't be the kind of peace you thought you would get. It won't be some calm, quiet place where everything is perfect. It will be a peace that comes from knowing you fought, knowing you've survived, knowing that you've taken what's rightfully yours, and no one can ever take it away from you again. Because that's the thing about peace. It's not something you find when everything is perfect. It's something you earn, something you take, and no one can take it from you once you've earned it. So fight for it. Fight for peace. Because when it's finally yours, no one, not a soul, can ever take it from you. And that's something worth every fight, every sacrifice, every drop of blood. You'll hear the whispers, the ones that tell you that peace is a myth, a lie told by the weak. People will tell you that it's a dream, that it's for those who've never had to fight for survival. And maybe, in their eyes, they're right, because they haven't been to the places you've been. They haven't seen the things you've seen, or endured the things you've had to. But they don't know the truth. They don't understand what peace really is. Peace isn't about the absence of noise. It's not about finding a place where nothing hurts. No, it's about finding a way to stand tall, even when the world is trying to tear you down. It's about finding a way to be strong enough to face every battle, every enemy, every wound, and still say, I'm not broken. I've been there. I've walked through the fire, felt the burn, and thought that I wouldn't make it out. Thought that maybe I wasn't meant to. But there's something you need to understand. The fire doesn't destroy you. It forges you. Every time you step through it, it hardens you, sharpens you, and makes you a weapon against the world. The more you survive, the stronger you become. That's the paradox of it all. The world tries to break you. But if you don't give in, if you don't let the weight crush you, you become unbreakable. That's when peace comes. That's when you feel it. Because peace isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. You build it out of the rubble of your own destruction, out of the ashes of your own pain. And once you've built it, no one can take it from you. Not a soul. You've got to stop thinking about peace as an escape. Stop thinking that it's a place of comfort where nothing ever goes wrong. Peace isn't easy. It's not some warm, soft blanket you can wrap yourself in. It's a shield. It's something that protects you. Something that gives you the strength to face whatever comes next. But it doesn't come without scars. It doesn't come without sacrifices. And those sacrifices, they're not small. They're not something you can just brush off. You'll lose people. You'll lose parts of yourself. You'll face moments when you think you can't take another step. But that's the cost of peace. It's not free. It's earned with blood. sweat, and the courage to keep moving, even when the world wants to see you broken. There's no magic moment when everything falls into place. No big reveal where the world suddenly makes sense. Peace isn't some destination you reach. It's a state of being. It's the moment when you know you've done everything you could. You've fought for what matters, for what's right, and you've refused to give up. Peace is the knowledge that you've earned your place in this world, no matter what it takes. That you've walked through hell, and you're still standing, unbroken. It's easy to look at the world and think it's unfair. To think that you're being punished. To think that every turn you take leads to more pain, more suffering. But let me tell you something. That's not the truth. The world doesn't owe you anything. The universe doesn't care about your pain. But you know what? You don't need the world's approval. You don't need it to be fair. You only need to look inside yourself and find the strength to keep going. That's where your peace lies. In the realization that you are enough. That no matter what happens, you are still here. And that, right there, is the victory. Stop measuring your worth by the standards of others. You think you're less because you haven't found peace in the way they say you should? Because you haven't reached that idealized version of yourself they hold up as the model of success. Forget that. You know what makes you strong? The fact that you're still fighting. The fact that you're still alive. Still here. Still breathing. That's the real victory. And that's the foundation of your peace. You've been through hell. You've been torn down. But here you are. Still here. That's your peace. And no one can take that from you. You've been lied to. People will tell you that peace is something you get when everything goes right, when you find the perfect moment. But they're wrong. The world doesn't hand out peace like some kind of reward. Peace is the result of what you've been through. It's the sum of everything you've survived. It's not a thing. It's a feeling. A feeling of knowing that no matter how many times you've been knocked down, you have the strength to rise again. The peace you desire, it's already inside you. It's buried deep within the pain, within the suffering, within the parts of you that feel broken. It's there, waiting for you to dig it out, to claim it. You just have to stop running from it. Stop hiding from it. Face it. Embrace it. Own it. Because when you do, that's when you finally realize what peace really is. I won't lie to you. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. But nothing worthwhile ever is. Peace is earned by those who are willing to fight, to sacrifice, to endure. And that's you. You've been through enough to know that there's nothing that can break you. You've been tested in ways most men will never understand. And every time you rise from the ashes, you come closer to the peace you deserve. It's not given. It's earned. And you're earning it every damn day. You've been carrying a heavy burden for too long. The weight of your mistakes, your regrets, your failures. But let me tell you something. That weight doesn't have to crush you. It doesn't have to define you. You can use it. Use that weight as fuel. Let it push you forward. Let it drive you to become the man you were always meant to be. Because that's the thing about the weight of the world. It doesn't have to hold you down. It can make you stronger. And when you're stronger, peace isn't something you look for. It's something you already have. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're exactly where you need to be. And peace? It's right there, just beyond the horizon. You just have to keep walking, keep fighting, keep rising every time the world tries to knock you down. Because when you reach the end of this road, when you've fought your last fight, you'll know the truth. You'll know that peace isn't a destination, it's a choice to keep going, no matter what. And when you make that choice, when you choose to fight for yourself, for your future, for your peace, that's when you'll finally find it. Keep going. Keep fighting. Don't stop. Peace is waiting for you. And it's worth everything you've been through.